Hey everyone, this is John with the Active Towns channel. I am in Denver, Colorado today, and today is Friday, June 20th. I'm actually going to ride down through the downtown area and meet up with Sarah Studdard with City Thread for a little coffee meeting. Then I'll be coming back here to downtown to meet up with Gary Hardy, a wonderful Patreon supporter of the channel, which is a good reminder. If you are enjoying this content here on the Active Towns channel, please consider supporting my efforts by becoming a Patreon supporter. It's easy to do. Just navigate over to activetowns.org, click on the support tab at the top of the page. Okay, hey, let's get out there and see what this ride is like. And by the way, it is a very hot day. We're likely going to be pushing about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Can't remember what that is in centigrade, but we'll do the math, put that on the screen. Okay, let's get rolling. Okay, rolling away from Union Station here on 17th. Very nice, comfortable environment here in lower downtown. For the most part, motor vehicle speeds are very low, and you'll see that we have a parking protected bike lane up ahead here. You can see the high rises in the downtown area. Way back in the day, long before these facilities were installed, I worked here. I would ride the bus every day from Boulder, South Boulder, and make my way to the downtown Denver area. And I worked on the 38th floor of one of these towers. And in fact, I would get off at the Market Street station, which is right up here. I see that I missed my merge over here. I needed to get over to this side. I could tell I was in the wrong spot because my lane turned into a bus-only lane. Spending too much time thinking about what I'm going to say. And we're going to be turning left here on Market Street right now. Right into this nice parking protected bike lane. Once again, kudos to the city of Denver, continuing to build out and fine-tune their all ages and abilities network here in the downtown area. I know it's not easy. There's always challenges, and there's always haters. We know that. Vocal opponents always emerge. If you look to the left here, you can see another protected bit of infrastructure. And then very soon we'll be rolling past Coors Field, where the Colorado Rockies Major League Baseball team plays. And since we are in summertime, it's baseball time. Rolling up to 19th Street here, scanning to make sure it's safe. It is, and we got the green. As a reminder, the state of Colorado has the Colorado Safety Stop Law, which basically dictates that when you are coming up to a stop sign, you can treat it as a yield. If it's safe to go, you may go. On a stoplight, if it's red, you come to a stop and scan, and if it's safe to go, you may proceed. This is intelligent policy for an environment, for riding a bike. Again, a bike, especially the way that I ride it, a city bike, is like pedestrian plus. It is not a high-speed venture or activity. Again, scan, see that it's safe to go, and you go. Common sense policies, common sense laws. So delighted to see more and more states implementing their own adaptations of the original Idaho law, so it's good to see. This is a busier street, so intuitively I will wait till it is safe to proceed to go, or I'll wait for the green light, whichever seems safer. You can see folks making their way on the electric scooters, the Limes. Pretty heavy stream on this particular street, 22nd Street, one of the major arterials coming into the area. And here we go, we've got our green. As we roll down in this direction, you start to see a little bit of that flavor of the old Denver and some of these older buildings that have been around for the better part of a century. In fact, you can see here on Gurry's, the date says 1899 on the building. So yeah, it's been around a while. We're gonna head up this way just a little bit, then we're gonna turn to the left and get onto another route. I should probably mention that time of day is currently 10:21. We're at the intersection of Walnut now and Broadway. Market Street turns into Walnut. And we've got an advanced signal here for pedestrians, so we're going to take it. And you also see here that we lose our protected bike lane. We transition into a shared space environment. Now we get into a little bit of a more traffic calmed environment, fewer cars in this area, and you'll notice a little bit of a difference in what the feel is like. This is sort of a high street area, North American version of a high street, and lots of little businesses. We've got some newer apartment complexes. We're gonna pop on down to Blake Street, so we'll turn left here at 27th. You can see some of the lighter, quicker, cheaper materials establishing the bulb outs and creating shorter crossing distances and tighter turning radiuses, slowing cars down. Again, we're gonna turn right here on Blake Street. There we go. Turning right on Blake Street. So you see here on Blake Street, we have sort of an older painted bike lane, door zone bike lane. This is something that the city will want to fine tune, work on, make this a little bit more comfortable for all ages and abilities with time. It is kind of one of those weird widths the street is. There's not quite enough space for everything that we want. I don't know if you guys caught that though, but I believe we're in what's known as the RiNo district, and I can't remember exactly what RiNo stands for, but I suspect when we see this stencil here on the bike lane, if we slow down and look at it carefully, it looks like we might have a RiNo. Yeah, we have a RiNo on a bike. How fun is that? What's neat about a street like this, where you still have some really cool buildings, older buildings, you've got some offices, you've got some older, industrial kind of places that are probably being turned into new little artist places and other businesses, offices, maybe even some housing. I think that these are good environments for maybe doing a truly traffic calm street. And, if we really want to keep the on-street parking, maybe we really, kind of narrow up the traffic lanes a little more and make parking protected bike lanes. If there's not quite enough space for that to happen on both sides, then maybe it's a parking protected two-way cycle track. The point is, there's lots of creative things that can be done, as well as just narrowing up the environment and traffic calming it to be a bicycle priority type of street situation. It might be just a little bit too wide for that. We might be in one of those uncomfortable middle zone widths. But again, there's some creativity that can be done. And you can tell that there's a lot of new construction happening in the RiNo district as well. Older buildings finding new uses. And you can see there's lots of commercial buildings as well as residential buildings being built. Got a nice blank slate to our right that could be developed. The River North, there you go. RiNo, River North, that's what it refers to. Thank you very much, River North Brewing. Reinforcing the meaning of RiNo. And they do call it river because off to the left is the Platte River. An alternative route that I could have taken would have been to ride on the pathway, multi-use path along the Platte River there. I chose to stay up here on the streets just so you could get a feel as to what it's like. And again, we're past the early morning rush hour, about 10:30, almost 10:30. You can hear the RTD light rail train coming in. I'm not a transit expert, so I don't really know the difference between light rail and heavy rail, but I do see that it is powered by the electrical lines above. I believe this is the train that goes all the way out to the airport and also services the Central Park neighborhood, Central Park community, which used to be the location of the old Stapleton Airport, the original Denver International Airport. Although I don't know that they called it the International Airport back then. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. You can see more new housing. And you can get a sense as to sort of the transition zone, the industrial sort of feel. We've got a Union Pacific freight train waiting on the tracks off to the left. We're going to be turning right here on 40th Street. Here we go. Back to Walnut Street. Obviously, we could have continued down Walnut. I just chose to navigate over to Blake to show you what that was like. As you can see up ahead, one of the biggest challenges whenever you have cycling infrastructure is when drivers park illegally in the bike lanes, like this gentleman is here. I'm assuming it's his car, it may not be. But then even service vehicles do the same. It's very frustrating. When service vehicles, folks driving service vehicles have a legitimate need for blocking the bicycle path, the proper thing to do would be to put cones out and create a safe environment navigating around. I want to just pause a little bit and check out this really cool infrastructure here. We've got a little creekway here, stormwater management system. We've got some beautiful greenery here. You see that we've got housing all over the place. We've got some businesses right here, and we've got folks milling about. Notice how on the right here we've got deep paving that has taken place. We've got plantings here. Notice the notches between the concrete curbs. So we're feeding this from stormwater runoff. Yeah, really quite extraordinary. I think we're turning left on this street here. We'll try to go slowly. I don't want to ruin all my audio because of the garbage truck. Oh, we're supposed to be here anyways. Goodbye, garbage truck. So this is 39th Avenue Greenway. Again, cities, every opportunity that you have to activate riparian corridors or abandon utility corridors or railway corridors. These are wonderful opportunities to create linear parks. Don't just slap it down and think, okay, the built environment is done. You need to make it beautiful. You need to make it welcoming. You need to make it well lit. Notice the lights right here. Multiple bike and pedestrian bridges over the facility. Reinforcement that no motor vehicles are allowed. I think this is really, really extraordinary. Quite beautiful. You've got art installations here. A little bit of a homage to the past. It was called the Burlington Zephyr on that art installation there. So most likely referring back to the Burlington line that came along here, I would assume. But we can see that it is kind of a stormwater corridor as well, this Greenway. And I don't know how many minutes we've been rolling, but it hasn't been that long. I mean, we're already embraced by nature and greenery. And yeah, we've got industrial stuff off to the left and to the right, but we have this wonderful community connector in the heart of the city. Loving community. Love that little wayfinding sign there. I filmed a little intro there in the past for the electric bike incentive program. All right, we're gonna be turning up this way. And we're at 39th Avenue and York Street. And we're headed towards Steel Street. Check out this really cool area here. York Street Yards is the name on the top of this. Clearly an old industrial site building. Not sure how old it is, but it does look like it might be close to the turn of the century or made to look like that. I'm not sure. Try to get some context on this. But beautiful. Looks like the garbage truck is tracking me down, coming up behind me. I might actually be able to get to my destination before he catches me. All right, well, my destination is here on the right, and I'm going to, well, actually, it's on my left right now as I turn. Right there, Elemental Coffee. That's where I'm going to be meeting up with Sarah. I am way early, so I'm going to just take another spin around this wonderful area, the York Street Yards. See what else we've got. Gosh, there's so many really cool areas here. Look at this. It's fantastic. I mean, the only thing that I would probably look at this and say, gosh, you know, maybe we could decrease the amount of just the vastness of the paved asphalt here. Maybe look for some opportunities to depave and bring some greenery in. I'm not sure what this space right here, how it gets used. I mean, obviously when this area was receiving 18-wheeler trucks, they kind of needed this space to be able to turn around. The current iteration and life that we have here, again, we probably don't need it to be this wide in terms of just an asphalt sea, a sea of asphalt. There you go. That's what I wanted to say. A sea of asphalt. So maybe there's an opportunity to still provide, you know, some close-in parking, but also create a linear park Greenway feel through here. Add some shade. We desperately need some green. We desperately need some shade here to really, really bring all of these cool businesses to life. Very, very cool. Loving it. Up here to the right, it looks like we have a combination of a just flex area. We're gonna roll up there so we can take a look at it. Some of it's in rock and some of it's in grass. So let's go take a look. And as we maneuver our way around deftly on our Brompton bicycle. Yeah, see what I mean? We've got this area, flex area in rock, and then, oh no, not artificial grass. But yes, it's artificial grass. Cities, don't do that. The microplastics that creates is just such a devastation. I get it if you're in an area where, you know, you just are too dry to support turf grass. Let's find a different way to do it from a xeriscaping perspective. I hear doggies. Maybe this is a doggy retreat. Skip Town. The Skip Town doggies. This is really funky and fun and really, really digging this. Looks like we don't have to go too far before finding yet another ramp to be able to get down. Yeah, industrial flex office space for lease. Close in to the downtown area, easily accessible by bike to many communities in this area. And here's our ramp down. Well, what do you guys think? I think this is kind of hip. Guess you've got a blank slate here in this massive sea of parking that can be redefined and reconfigured. I can also see this area just being blocked off for like a huge street party, which I'm sure is not a unique idea. I would suspect that it's happened before. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. What would you do in this space? And what do you think about this transformation of what was probably lightly used or even abandoned space before it started converting over and creating spaces for lots of small businesses to start up? And I don't know, I'm getting a little thirsty, so I'm gonna roll up and find a nice cool beverage. As I mentioned earlier, today is a very, very hot day. It's predicted to get as hot as 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And yeah, I'm gonna go get a cool beverage. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this little video of my ride to Elemental Coffee out here. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and share it with a friend. And if you haven't done so already, I'd be honored to have you subscribe to the channel. Just click on the subscription button down below and ring that notifications bell. And until next time, this is John signing off by wishing you much activity, health, and happiness. Cheers. And again, just want to send a huge thank you to all my Active Towns ambassadors supporting the channel financially via YouTube memberships, YouTube super thanks, as well as making contributions to the nonprofit and joining my Patreon. Every little bit adds up and is very much appreciated. Thank you all so much.